Hey guys, it's Jen. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite lip products of 2019. I have so many new products that I discovered this year that I'm really excited about. Also some old favorites as well that you've probably heard me mention several times. And if you're new to my channel, my lipstick preferences are usually more on like the sheer and glossy side versus matte or full coverage. So you're not really going to see a lot of those matte liquid lipsticks in this video. It's going to be mostly things that are a little bit more sheer or more comfortable for drier lips, and also for lips that have lines in them, because that is something that I struggle with. So I'm also going to talk about some products that have helped with that along the way as well. So why don't we go ahead and start first with lip treatments and then work our way up to color. So when it comes to overnight lip masks, my favorite is still the Bite Beauty Agave lip mask. This one has been my holy grail for many years, and really I haven't strayed from it very much. I did try the Laneige sleeping mask for a while, and I just ran out of mine actually, and I think that that one is nice, but for super ultra dry lips, I do think that the Agave one is better, just because this is very, very thick and rich and nourishing. So I typically would use the Laneige one in the summertime when my lips aren't quite as dry, but in the winter there is nothing else like this one. This one is fantastic. If you want more of an affordable option, I feel like this one comes pretty close, and this one's by the brand Found, which is at Walmart, and this is the Nourishing Lip Mask with Honey. And this one is very thick and rich, similar to this one, but it's only a couple of dollars. I want to say it's like $5 or $6, and it's 99% natural too, so it has really good ingredients in it. It also smells like honey, so this is definitely a great option to try if you don't have this one in your budget. Another lip balm that I've really been enjoying lately, I don't even think I've mentioned these on my channel yet because they're pretty new, but these are the Innisfree My Lip Balm, and I got these at Sephora. I actually purchased this one first, and I fell in love with it so much that I ended up getting two more. There is something about this formula, I don't know what it is, but it literally feels like silk when you put this on your lips. It's like no other lip balm I've ever felt. A lot of times lip balms feel nourishing, but they're kind of sticky. For some reason, this one is just like the smoothest lip balm formula I have ever come across, and I just love the way it feels on my lips so much that throughout the day, I'm constantly like pressing my lips together just because it feels so nice. So they do come in some really pretty colors. This one is the Mint Earl Grey, and this one, it kind of has like a little bit of a mint tea sort of a scent to it. It's very mild, but it just gives your lips a nice little rosy tint. And then I also have the Wild Hibiscus. This one's a little bit brighter, so when you put this one on, it kind of looks like you ate a popsicle. But I do think this is really fun just for a quick pop of color. And then this one is the Sky Vanilla Tea. This one looks blue coming out of the tube, but it actually like adjusts to the pH of your lips a little bit. And sometimes those can end up looking like a really bright kind of wacky pink on me, but this one doesn't. I found it to be very, very subtle. But just keep in mind that some of the darker colors in this line can be very bright. At least that's what I read from the reviews on the Sephora website. A lot of times when you get a tinted balm like this, you think even the darker colors are going to be really sheer, but in this case they actually do have quite a bit of pigment. So if you like just a really sheer lip balm, I would probably stick with one of these two shades, either the Mint Earl Grey or the Sky Vanilla Tea, because I think these are really, really pretty and subtle. I also discovered two lip treatments this year that I really feel like have helped to fill in the fine lines in my lips a little bit. For a while there, I was actually getting comments on my videos, negative comments saying, you need lip balm, like why do your lips look so dry and cracked? And I would constantly be like, they're not dry. I mean, they are dry, but I always wear lip balm. It's not that, it's just that they have a lot of lines in them. You know, I am over 40, so they've increased over the years, but I've just always had more lines in my lips for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because they're a little bit more full. So I found these two lip treatments. The first one is the Dior Lip Maximizer. I've heard so much about this over the years, but I always thought it was just like a plumping lip gloss, like one of those ones that stings and burns your lips. And I already have pretty full lips, so I didn't want really a lip plumper necessarily. But once I read into it a little bit more, I realized that it actually has the hyaluronic acid filling spheres, which is basically what they're using when they're giving you lip filler. It's just that they're injecting them them into your lips with the needle. And this is something that you apply topically, but the spheres are supposed to be really, really tiny, and they're supposed to go into the skin in your lips, and then once they hit the water in your body, they plump up and help to kind of fill out those lip lines. So I found that this actually does have an immediate effect. Like once I put it on, my lips instantly look a little bit smoother, not a ton. I mean, it doesn't get rid of all the lines, but it's something that's also supposed to work over time because those hyaluronic spheres are going inside, and it's supposed to have a cumulative effect. So the more you use it, the more of those spheres get in there, and then the smoother your lips will look over the course of using it. And I really do like this. It tingles a little bit when you first put it on. It's definitely not like a burning sensation. I feel like it's very mild, and it does give your lips a little bit of like a flush of color. So that's just something to keep in mind because it will slightly darken your lips, and it kind of changes the way then that your lipstick looks on top, especially if you're wearing a sheer color. But a lot of times I just wear this on its own, and I think it's a really nice product. And then another one very similar to that is City Lips. This one I feel like is a little bit more intense than the Dior one. So this one actually adds a very like dark flush of color to my lips. They darken considerably when I use this. So usually if I'm going to be wearing another lipstick and I don't want this to change that or make my lips more pigmented, I use this at night instead, just as an overnight treatment. And this also has those hyaluronic filling spheres that get down into your lips and are supposed to help plump them up over time. And after a couple months of using these, I would say I definitely notice a difference in the smoothness of my lips. I feel like they don't look quite as liney as they used to. I don't know if liney is a word, but I feel like they look a little better. They're not completely smooth. It doesn't look like I had fillers or anything, but they have helped somewhat. So I'm really glad for that. All right, so next let's move on to tinted lip balms or like sheer lipsticks. And the first one I want to talk about, because it's my favorite, it's the one that I'm wearing today, is the Charlotte Tilbury Superstar Lips. These are tiny little lipsticks, so they're probably not going to last a long time, but they are the most amazing lipstick formula I have come across in forever. They have this like almost like a gel-like consistency, but they're so cushiony and so like plush. They almost feel like they have a primer in them, so when you put them on, they instantly have like a smoothing effect, and they just feel so comfortable and so nourishing. And they also have a lot of pigment to them, which is why I love them. I'm wearing the shade Pillow Talk today, and this initially was the only color they had at Sephora, but then I think it was last month they added a few additional colors. So trust me when I say I bought them the second I saw them hit the website. I got the other colors because I just love wearing this so much. It's hands down my favorite lipstick. And actually a couple of you guys, because they're so expensive, had recommended these to me. These are the Ulta Beauty Radiant Shine lipsticks, and this was actually the first Ulta Beauty product I had ever purchased. And you said that they were very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury ones, and I have to say they are very, very similar. I feel like they're not quite as like thick and cushiony, but they're super, super close. So I got two shades, Dreamer and Feminine, and these shades are both really pretty. I'll swatch them next to the Charlotte Tilbury ones because you can kind of see even that the colors that I got are sort of dupes for one another. Like the shade Feminine looks like just a very slightly lighter version of Pillow Talk, but they have kind of the same tone going on. And then the shade Dreamer is also kind of like that peachy nude color, very similar to Everlasting Kiss from Charlotte Tilbury. So if the Charlotte Tilbury ones are not in your budget, I highly recommend checking these out, especially if you have dry lips or you have the lines in your lips and you feel like regular lipsticks accentuate those lines. These are really, really good. Another tinted balm I was really enjoying this year are the Physicians Formula Butter Lip Creams. These are actually way more pigmented than I thought they were going to be for a tinted lip balm. Actually, back that up. Some of them are sheer. There's a few colors in there that are, I think, meant to be a little bit more sheer, but most of them have like almost the full-on color of a lipstick, but they're so comfortable they feel like a lip balm. So again, if you're somebody that has like really dry lips and you don't like regular lipstick formulas because they sink into the lines, I think you should check these out because they're really nice. The only negative thing I have to say about these is that they have a little bit of like a mango-y kind of scent to them. I thought they would be coconut because they're part of the butter collection, but they actually have a little bit of like a fruity scent. So I just want to mention that quickly. By the way, I didn't notice a scent in either the Charlotte Tilbury or the Ulta ones. But anyway, let me just quickly show you some swatches of these because I have all the colors in the line, and that way you can kind of get a good idea of the color range and how pigmented they are. Alright, so moving on to lip gloss. There's a few different formulas I was really enjoying this year. The first one is from Milani, and this is their Ludicrous lip gloss, and they actually sent these to me a while ago. These are brand new, actually. I've just been seeing them showing up in stores very recently, but I got these last month and I've been using them a ton. They come in so many beautiful colors and they're pretty pigmented for a lip gloss. Now, the only downside I've seen to these is that some of the darker colors can look very like patchy on the lips, but I don't notice that being an issue with the lighter colors. And not to mention that I don't normally wear dark colored lip glosses anyway because they can migrate outside the lip line. So usually if I want to wear a darker color, which is very rare, I'll use something that has a little bit more staying power than a gloss. And these have sort of like a fruity vanilla kind of scent, which isn't too strong, so I don't mind it all that much. And when it comes to a gloss formula, I feel like these are a little bit more long lasting because they feel a little bit like tacky on your lips, like not sticky necessarily, but you can just tell that they're there, like they're a little bit more of a thicker formula versus something that's really thin and watery. But I actually like how thick they are because I feel like they're a little more hydrating. And then there's two high-end lip glosses I was really enjoying this year. The first one is this Lemonade lip gloss from Dominique Cosmetics. I only have it in one shade, but I had to mention it because I wore this so much throughout the summer. I believe the one I have is Peach Tea. It comes in a few different shades, but I just absolutely love this color. It smells amazing. It smells like vanilla cake batter, and I wore this in so many videos throughout the summer. I'm sure you saw it on my lips a million times, but I just couldn't get enough of it because the formula just feels so nice. It's so like rich and hydrating, and the shine just kind of made my lips look really plump and healthy. So I really enjoyed this formula a lot. And also another one I want to mention is from Persona Cosmetics, their Season 1 lip glosses. The colors of these are so beautiful. I think they did a fantastic job just making them so super flattering. They released 3 nude shades, I believe back in the winter time, and then in the summer they released 2 more like kind of bright shades, and I think they just released 2 additional ones like right around Thanksgiving time. But I just think this formula is so nice. Again, it's not super long lasting because it's a gloss, but it feels almost like a treatment on your lips, like a creamy kind of a texture to them. So a lot of times lip glosses like these feel a little bit more like a gel. These feel very, very creamy. They also don't have a scent, so if you're sensitive to fragrance in your lip products, I think you would really love these a lot. And then moving on to more liquid lipstick formulas. Again, I'm not really going to mention any matte liquid lipsticks that dry down completely because those are not my thing, and having dry lips with lines in them, those make it like 1,000 times worse. So there's 2 formulas that I get along with okay. The first one is from Colourpop, and it's their Ultra Blotted Lip. This does dry down almost all the way, but it has a little bit more of like a moussey texture, so it's a little bit more comfortable to wear than those ones that just completely dry down. I feel like this dries most of the way, and they have more of like a satin to matte finish, so this is probably the driest that I will go as far as lipsticks, but I really enjoy this formula so much, and I don't know how they do it, but it really does have a blotted effect. It looks like you put on a lipstick and then you kind of patted the shine away, and what's left behind just like kind of a soft blurry color. It's so interesting. I don't know how they made this formula, but I really think it is super cool, and when I want like that matte effect on my lips, I reach for one of these. They also last a really long time on the lips as well. The other liquid lipstick that I've really been enjoying lately are these Revlon Ultra HD Vinyl Lip Polishes. So this is like more of a classic liquid lipstick formula that does not dry down, and it does have a bit of shine when you first apply it, and it just gives your lips like the most dewy, like pretty glow. And the shine does wear away a little bit over time, but then I feel like they just leave a little bit of a stain behind. Your lips still feel really comfortable and really soft. So I've really been enjoying this formula. I only have 2 shades of these, but I definitely want to pick up a few more because I really do like them. The only thing is the scent. I do not like the scent. This is that weird kind of fruity scent again that really almost like turns my stomach sometimes. So if I didn't like the formula of these so much, I would not wear them at all. But occasionally, if I can just like push past the first couple of minutes, then I don't smell it anymore. So I think they're so pretty that I'm willing to get past the scent a little bit. Alright, so then moving on to bullet lipsticks, I just have a couple that I felt like were really standouts this year. The first one is one that I've mentioned so many times here on my channel, and that's the Whoo Beauty Petal Pout lipsticks. These are one of my favorite bullet lipsticks, definitely my favorite at the drugstore. The formula is just so nice. These are almost weightless on your lips. You put them on and it doesn't feel like you're wearing anything, and they just kind of like smooth over any type of imperfection, like fine lines, or if your lips are like a little bit dry. Not to mention all of the shades are so super flattering in this line, so definitely check these out if you haven't already. Another lipstick line that I tried this year that I totally fell in love with are these Whoo Beauty Power Matte lipsticks. These are the 90s throwback collection, but even though this is a matte lipstick, this is one of the only matte lipstick formulas I've found that really just kind of smooths over the lips and it doesn't dry them out at all. And this is another one that is very smoothing, so if you have the lines in your lips, it just kind of like glides over them. It almost feels primer infused again, kind of like the Charlotte Tilbury ones, but not quite as like dewy and moisturizing as those. It's a little bit more dry, but not so dry that I can't wear them. So when I want a matte lipstick, this is way better than any one of those liquid ones that just completely dries down and makes my lips feel like the Sahara Desert. And then last but definitely not least, these are the Doll 10 lipsticks, and these are so good. If you have not tried these yet, you definitely need to. I feel like they're definitely more moisturizing than the Flower Beauty ones. These are great for the price point, but if you're willing to spend a little bit more, I would get these instead, just because the formula on them is like so creamy and so buttery, but they actually are really long lasting on the lips. Not as long as like a matte liquid lipstick again, because they are pretty emollient, but they just feel so comfortable, and the shade range on these is incredible. I feel like Doll 10 does some of the best nude lipsticks on the market. They're so flattering. Every single color that I've ever gotten from them, whether it was part of a kit or just ones that I purchased on my own, is so beautiful. I can wear every single color. I feel like they don't make anything that is too wild or too dark or too crazy. So if you are like a neutral lipstick lover like I am, where you kind of reach for more of those like My Lips But Better shades, this range is definitely for you, not to mention the formula is wonderful. So I'll go ahead and quickly show you swatches of the lipstick shades that I have. Alright guys, so those are my favorite lipsticks for 2019. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know also down in the comments below what your favorite lip products were this year. I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!